Coming up on UCF Nightly News, Tropical Storm Hermione made landfall in Florida overnight. We'll tell you what you should expect for the upcoming holiday weekend.
Plus, with the winners of Florida primaries selected, find out what's next for the challengers and why they're counting on your votes.
And in sports, with 13 straight losses since 2014, all eyes are on Scott Frost and his team as they face South Carolina State in Saturday's football opener.
Nightly News starts now.
We're following the effects of Tropical Storm Hermine after it's made its way through Florida. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Denise Jefferson.
And I'm Brian Pereira. Today is Friday, September 2nd, 2016. First, let's go to Costanza Tremarchi, who is here in the studio and has the latest on Tropical Storm Hermine. Costanza?
Thanks, Brian. We have been keeping a close eye on now Tropical Storm Hermine and its path to Florida this week. The tropical storm is now in Georgia and it is expected to continue to South Carolina and North Carolina throughout the weekend. The weather this morning here at UCF was very humid and scattered showers, and we should expect it to be that way throughout Saturday as well. Governor Rick Scott, in a press conference, addressed the state this morning. Let's hear what he had to say.
Property damage. You should locate all applicable insurance policies. You can include your homeowner's policy, your flood policy, or your car insurance policy. Document all damaged property and belongings. Take photos or shoot video footage before attempting any temporary repairs.
Now let's take a look at some of the damages Hermine has caused around the state. Here's a look at Clearwater, Largo, and Pinellas counties just west of Tampa. They experienced flooding on Wednesday, and Thursday evening they experienced heavy rains with really strong winds of 40 and 50 miles per hour. The University of South Florida was closed, as well as public schools from Pasco, Pinellas, and Hillsborough counties. In Tampa, there's a flood watch today until 8 p.m. Hermine was located about 85 miles south of Apalachicola at 5 p.m. Thursday and made its way to landfall around 1:30 a.m. today. A mandatory evacuation was ordered from the coastal communities. As for today, the storm has moved towards the north and we're expecting lighter showers throughout the rest of the day. I have another update for you in just a few minutes. Back it to you in the desk.
Thanks, Costanza. Tropical Storm Hermine is expected to bring 2 inches of rain to our area, but hurricane season isn't over just yet. If future floods occur, here's how to stay prepared. To prevent flooding during storms like this, UCF roads around campus have undergone improvements. UCF recently renovated Leaper Drive and fixed its drainage systems. A pond just to the side of the street is now helping to prevent floods. But Ari Sheen from the Emergency Operations Center says everyone should still use precaution when they see water on the road.
He wants everybody to know is turn around, don't drown. So if you see water on the roadway and you're not sure or you can't tell the depth, please just turn around and go a different way.
UCF officials say when heavy rain is expected, sandbags are placed around the campus library where most of the flooding happens.
And we're still in the peak of the hurricane season. If you're still in need of sandbags, there's a location in Orlando. You can check in with the city's streets and stormwaters at 1010 Woods Avenue. To pick up sandbags, you must show proof of residency. Pull up your car to the designated area where servicemen will fill out the bags. They will even place them in your trunk. The sandbags are free and limited to 10 per person.
We're expecting the after effects of Tropical Storm Hermine to bring high moisture and some rainfall, creating a hotbed for mosquitoes and making it harder to fight Zika. That's according to the American Mosquito Control Association. UCF partnered with Governor Rick Scott for a new public health campaign, Zika Aware, Spray It or Spill It. Director of Student Health Services, Dr. Michael Dykin, advises students to be aware of standing water.
See it, they should spill it, they should turn it over. It's going to take all of us working together to have an impact.
Dykin recommends students to use a bug repellent approved by the Environmental Protection Agency to keep themselves protected.
Next week, 2 UCF professors will contribute to a historical rocket launch. Despite the SpaceX explosion early Thursday morning at the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station, NASA officials say the SpaceX incident will not affect next week's launch. Humberto Campins and Van Fernandez will be part of the OSIRIS-REx NASA launch set to return a sample of an asteroid. The goal is to better understand how planets form and the nature of asteroids that could potentially hit Earth. The launch is scheduled for Thursday, September 8th between 7:05 and 9:05.
Patrick Murphy and Senator Marco Rubio will now be competing for the U.S. Senate seat in November after Tuesday night's win. This primary finalized the general election matchups. According to Florida's Division of Elections, the voter turnout rate in Florida has been low since 2014 at 51%. But UCF political science professor Aubrey Jewett says the young vote can make the difference in the upcoming elections.
As a younger voter, I sometimes think, you might think your vote doesn't matter, but in Florida, it really may. We are a state that is actually competitive, and this is for the presidency of the United States, at least the top of the ticket. So get informed and turn out and vote.
Jewett says regardless of age, all voters should exercise their right to vote, so their voices will be heard.
Political clubs at UCF are making the young vote their top priority. On Tuesday, the college Republicans and college Democrats at UCF rallied their members together to watch the results of the primary elections. Jarrett Cathcart, a member of the college Republicans of UCF, says Marco Rubio's primary win brought excitement as they battle for the young votes.
There's a lot of unity for the party, a lot of unity for the Republican Party. Rubio is a huge push for the young vote, especially a lot of kids in my college Republican chapter. A lot of them supported Rubio.
And while their opinions on politics differ, members from both clubs agree the prep work for the general election will focus on engaging the student population.
They do have a candidate that could attract a lot of young voters on their side, and we're going to have to really analyze what makes young Democrats turn out in the election.
Members from both clubs on campus say they will be assisting students in filling out voter registration forms for the general elections in November.
While political groups at UCF are trying to reach young voters, another group on campus is raising eyebrows by using a different approach. A nonprofit group called Turning Point is getting attention from students and bringing a different perspective on the election. This group is not Democratic nor Republican, but actually opposes big government and capitalism. The organization's mission is to educate students about government, free market, and get them registered to vote. Costanza Trimarchi now joins us with another look at your weather conditions.
We're still seeing rain and dark clouds outside. Is it going to look this way throughout the day, Costanza?
Well, right now there's a wind advisory until 4 in the afternoon. Taking a closer look at your current conditions, our current temperature is 77 degrees with a humidity of 94% and winds coming from the southeast at 17 miles per hour. The rain will continue since we have an 8% chance of rain. I'll tell you if Hermine is going to affect your holiday weekend coming up later in the show.
Thanks, Costanza. Coming up, find out what vaccine health officials are highly recommending that can prevent some common illnesses among young adults.
Plus, a brand new UCF building at the heart of campus dedicated to international students. We'll tell you how this improvement could impact the culture of UCF. UCF continues to grow with students from 144 countries. That's according to officials from Global UCF. Nightly News reporter Keith Hellebrand found out how important the new Global UCF building is to one international student.
Love it so much. I'm so happy.
Like many international students, Jimena Gonzalez dreamt of studying in the United States. The transition from Venezuela to the U.S. had its ups and downs.
I feel it was pretty smooth, but it wasn't that easy. I already knew English. I could speak well, but something that you don't really think about is how different the culture can be.
UCF just opened a brand new building dedicated to international students called Global UCF. The mission of this expansion is to diversify and bring more cultures together. Senior International Officer Barry Morris says this will benefit students as well as faculty and staff.
It's a central place, it's a hub for which we can center all of our operations that involve international work.
The three-story building includes 22 classrooms, a technology lab, a testing lab, and UCF's English Language Institute. But for Gonzalez, Global UCF is more than just a building for studying and learning. For her, it means getting the tools and experience she didn't have at home.
I think I can also go back and teach what I learned here at UCF, what I learned from all the students at Global UCF from different parts of the world, from the American students here at UCF, how much I learned from them, and that's something that I can bring back to Venezuela.
Her hope is to see more international students around campus. Reporting from Orlando, Keith Hellebrand, UCF Nightly News.
UCF's global goal is to welcome at least 3,000 international undergrads by the year 2020. For more information, visit globalucf.com.
The human papillomavirus is the most common sexually transmitted infection, according to the Centers for Disease Control. And although the HPV vaccine is not mandatory, health officials highly recommend it. The vaccination stages begin during adolescence, but the CDC reports that those who are sexually active are at a higher risk and should take necessary precautions. The director of Florida's Health Department, Dr. Kevin Sharin, urges young adults to consider the HPV vaccine.
I would really hope that young adults will, participate at a higher rate with vaccines, especially when it comes to these common things like HPV.
Dr. Sharin says getting the HPV vaccine can help prevent genital warts and HPV-related cancers.
September is Sexual Health Awareness Month, and UCF Student Health Services partnered with the Orange County Health Department to bring free STD testing to campus. The blood test will screen for gonorrhea and chlamydia and will be available starting on September 22nd in the Recreation and Wellness Center. Screening will be held on multiple dates. You can find a full list of dates and times on the UCF homepage under Events.
Up next, Costanza Tree Marchi is back with an update on Hermine and how it will affect your holiday weekend, along with your 5-day forecast.
Plus, Orlando Pokemon trainers are still on the hunt to catch them all, even though reports say otherwise.
Pokemon fever swept the nation this summer with Nintendo's monster catching app, but a report by Axion Capital Management says the number of players is declining. Reporter Bryant Pereira took a look at how the Orlando trainers are doing and what's driving them to be the very best.
Definitely I want to reach the goal of catching them all.
Leonardo Saldarriaga took over the Reflection Pond gym for about 2 minutes before it was overthrown by another player. An analysis from Axion Capital Management shows that daily Pokemon Go users dropped by 15 million since the app's peak in July. Saldarriaga says he enjoys the game, but it still has a few flaws to work on.
I think the game is great. It's definitely a lot of fun, but after a while it gets a little bit repetitive because they're not updating it and the gym battles are not balanced, the Pokemons are not balanced.
Reports may show interest in the game is dwindling, but Kissimmee Lakefront Park has a Pokemon fever it can't sweat out. Hundreds of players flock to the park every day in hopes of catching their favorite Pokemon.
A ton of Dratini, a bunch of Squirtle.
Oh man, I have Rapidash and I love her with my whole heart. Really.
The park features a variety of walkways, pavilions, and scenery for players to enjoy. Even on a rainy Monday, the park boasts at least 100 players. Although the game can be enjoyed indoors, the best way to catch them all is by exploring new places. Saldarriaga was impressed when he saw how many people were leaving their homes just to catch Pokemon.
This game has actually gotten them to go see in different sculptures and just arts around campus, and it's really neat.
Saldarriaga hopes the developers will add more creatures for him to collect. Reporting in Orlando, Bryant Pereira, UCF Nightly News.
The Pokemon Company released a statement saying trainers can look forward to features such as trading and leaderboards soon. Orlando trainers are preparing by organizing events at Kissimmee Lakefront and UCF. Now, before you head out the door to look for Pokemon, let's check in with Costanza Trimarchi for an update on Tropical Storm Hermine and your 5-day forecast. Costanza?
Thank you, Dernisa. As we take a closer look at Hermine's path, right now it looks like it's in about Georgia, and as we make it through the weekend on Saturday, it's going to be we're going to have severe thunderstorms and flash floodings. As of here in Orlando, we're going to have a lot of rain. Just scatter rains, might be a lot of wind, but not really. Let's take a look at our rain chances here in Tallahassee. We have 80, Tampa 100%, Orlando 80, Jacksonville 70, and Miami 20. Let's look at our high temperatures. In Tallahassee, it is 85, Jacksonville 81, Orlando 84, Tampa 83, and Miami 88. Now let's look at our 5-day forecast. Right here on Saturday, the high is 89 with the lowest of 75 and 60% chance of rain. So if you're planning of going to the game, take an umbrella. Sunday through Wednesday, the highest will be 90 and the lowest will be 75. Besides Wednesday, that is going to be 74 and with a 20% chance of rain. So if you're planning on going to the beach, the best day is going to be Wednesday. Back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up in sports, UCF's football team kicks off their first game of the season this Saturday, but they're not the only team hoping for a win this week. Plus, the new academy teaches kids more than just basketball. Find out who's taking time away from the court to give back to young kids.
I'm Shelley Campbell, here with your sports update of this week. Rain or shine, rise and conquer. The UCF football team plans to do just that tomorrow night in the season opener against South Carolina State. The Knights take on the South Carolina State Bulldogs after last season's 13 straight losses. With a new head coach, new uniforms, and a new attitude, this team is going into this season fresh. We caught up with running back Dontravius Wilson, who told us he and the team are ready.
Each morning, you wake up, start with making your bed, the small things, be detailed in everything you do, and that's how we wake up, we rise and conquer each and every day. We don't worry about the next day, we just take care of the day that's in front of us.
Wilson referred to the team's new hashtag, UCFast. He went on to say the Bulldogs will have to keep up with the Knights' tempo. The game starts at 7 at the Bright House Network Stadium. The UCF volleyball team is looking for another win tonight against Southern Illinois. The team is coming off a victory this past weekend against Stetson. Saturday night, the Knights defeated the Hatters 3-0 at an invitational match here in Orlando. Kia Bright says the team is focused on its performance.
Going into this weekend, we're definitely just worrying about ourselves and focusing on our side of the net. Just working on the little things that we could have done better this past weekend at our home invitational.
Bright says the team will eventually watch the last game's video, but for now, they are looking forward. The Knights take on the Southern Illinois Salukis tonight at 8 p.m. in Carbondale, Illinois. Players and coaches from the Orlando Magic led a fit camp for children in effort to give back to the community and promote their fit campaign. New head coach Frank Vogel and guard Evan Fournier hosted over 100 kids at the clinic. The kids rotated through 4 basketball drill stations guided by Magic coaches and former players. We caught up with Fournier, who told us he was very excited to be there and give back to the young kids.
It's kind of difficult because they are very young to make them understand what it takes. But they have a great energy, and that's all you can ask for.
Fournier says the kids' energy helps get him ready for the upcoming Orlando Magic season. In addition to basketball skills, the academy will also teach the kids the importance of teamwork, leadership, and wellness. A new UCF mobile app is making being a fan even more interactive. Fans will be able to purchase tickets and gear. They will also be able to watch and listen to the games in real time, as well as breaking news. The rewards program will get fans more involved with their favorite sports and athletes. The app is expected to be available later today. That's it for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Shelley. We have Costanza Tremarchi here at the desk for a last look at weather before we go. Costanza, what can we expect this Labor Day weekend?
Well, guys, this Labor Day weekend, at the beginning of Friday and Saturday, it is going to be pretty rainy. So, Brian, if you're going to the game, take an umbrella, poncho, stay home. On Sunday, might get some showers, but not as much. And if you're planning to go out on Monday for your Labor Day weekend, that's perfect. Then you can enjoy it without waters.
So my plans to go to Disney on Monday should be good then.
They should be good. Say hi to Mickey for me.
I definitely will.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it'll be a nice, relaxing weekend for everybody. It seems that although we're going to be home for a couple extra days, we can kick back, relax.
A different Labor Day weekend.
Definitely. It'll still be really good. Give people a lot of time to study, get their things together. I know it's really difficult for the first 2 weeks.
Definitely, I do.
Oh, yeah.
So otherwise, hopefully next week it'll be a lot better with all the weather. It'll be a lot sunnier. We can head out to the beach and do everything that we need to do.
No rain boots to school. You can finally wear sneakers, something different, sandals.
And do you guys have any special plans for Labor Day weekend?
I wanted to go to the beach tomorrow, but since it's going to rain, plans have changed.
Maybe not.
So, what about tomorrow? I know it's your birthday today, Brian.
It is. It's Brian's birthday today.
I am anchoring on my birthday, indeed. Hopefully, I'm just going to hang out tonight.
What a better way to celebrate than that, right?
Yeah, I enjoy the rainy weekend as it is. But, 24 years old, just getting ready to graduate and moving on with life.
Nice.
Very nice. And any special plans tonight, Brian?
Hopefully I can go play some Pokemon and Kissimmee Lakefront, just kind of like it was over there. Otherwise, we're pretty much just going to be ending up with the show and then heading home.
Sounds good. That's our time for right now. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week on our website at nightlynews.ucf.edu.
And if you've got a story idea you want us to know about, send it our way. You can reach us at nightlynews@ucf.edu. Thanks for watching and have a good day.